The World Series matchup is set. It'll be St. Louis and Texas. What are some of the things to look for in this series? Hey everybody, it's Paulie. Welcome back to This Week in Red, where we're talking all things Red Sox and Major League Baseball. St. Louis and Texas, the 2011 World Series is set, and this should be a pretty interesting series. You know, the Cardinals absolutely are the surprise team of the playoffs. And you know, going in, I think if you looked at these playoffs, you pretty much said, hey, every team that's entered the playoffs has a chance to win it. But I think out of all those teams, you probably would have put the Cardinals probably closer to the bottom of the list rather than the top. They really had a rally at the end of the season to overtake the Braves on the last day of the season for the wild card. But they got off to a great start against the Phillies in the NLDS, winning that in 5 games, getting a great pitched game from Chris Carpenter in the deciding game. And the Cardinals kind of flew under the radar coming into the playoffs, even though they were extremely hot in September. I don't think many people knew much about them because they kind of weren't really on the scene most of the season. But they've been outstanding. You know, David Freese, the guy who won the NLCS MVP, he was outstanding in that series. This is a guy I basically never heard of before this season. Carried the Cardinals in this series against Milwaukee. Albert Pujols did his thing, carrying the team like always. And the Cardinals are a solid team. They got a lot of experience, and they won't be intimidated. Pujols was in the World Series in 2006, and of course Tony La Russa is a veteran manager of many World Series. Chris Carpenter's a veteran pitcher. They've got some other bits and pieces like Matt Holliday in the 2007 World Series with Colorado against Boston. So there's plenty of experience for the Cardinals, and they should have a good showing in this series. But again, I go back to the American League champions, the Texas Rangers. You know, they took out a good Detroit team in 6 games in their ALCS. And Nelson Cruz was just as hot as David Freese was in the NLCS. He hit 6 home runs in the American League Championship Series against the Tigers to carry them, including a walk-off grand slam in one of the games to win that game. So the Rangers are just as hot as the Cardinals right now. This is the Rangers' 2nd straight appearance in the World Series, and I think this year they win it. I think they have a shutdown bullpen, and if their offense is able to get them leads in this series, they'll go to that bullpen as early as the 6th inning, and I think it's a shutdown type of situation for the Rangers. And I think that they will win this series in 6 or 7 games. I have a hard time believing this will be 5 games or less in this series unless one team just gets extremely hot. One other thing to look for, don't look for much pitching in this World Series. These playoffs have been full of offense. It's been very rare. The old adage in baseball is that pitching and timely hitting and good defense wins in the playoffs. Well, listen, these 2 teams entering the World Series, they both have starters ERAs over 6. In fact, the team with the best ERA in the playoffs, the Yankees, which was just about around 3 or 3.5, they went out in the first round because they couldn't get timely hits. So this should be a high-scoring series, but I think the Rangers will pull through in their 2nd straight attempt at winning a championship. So what do you guys think? Will it be the Rangers or will it be the Cardinals as your champion for 2011? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about This Week in Red.